Welcome, amazing businesswoman, to Unscripted as Fuck. I am Coach Ann Evanston, 25 years self-employed speaker, author, and coach. And I'm thrilled to have you here on the show today, where we talk about building businesses and empires in 10 minutes or less with other amazing businesswomen just like you. Because let's face it, if you are bold and building a business, you don't have time for 50-minute podcasts. You love great stuff that's high energy and in 10 minutes. I want to introduce you to our guest today. Her name is Trish Lynn, and she is a nervous system and identity recalibration specialist, helping successful women build internal stability so success finally feels safe to hold. After 16 years in a toxic relationship, she rebuilt her life from the inside out and now teaches women how to stop living in survival mode while building big lives. Known for blending depth with directness, Trish doesn't do fluff. You think we might be friends? She helps women stabilize their identity, increase capacity, and lead without collapsing under pressure. Welcome, Trish. I'm thrilled to have you today.
Thank you so much for having me. I actually just got goosebumps as you were reading that introduction. You know, it's good when you get goosebumps from hearing your own information repeated back to you.
I agree, my friend. That's a beautiful thing. So I'd love to dive in with you in our 10 minutes today. And I always like to start with sales because let's face it, if we're claiming business owner, entrepreneur, we're doing it because we want to sell stuff. So I read some things in our pre-interview work that we did together. You talk a lot about this word recalibration. And I
Yes.
think it's so important for to keep selling, to recalibrate if you're going to keep sales coming into your business. And I say there's a difference between need a break versus take a break. So, what's a quick activity that you could offer women listening if they need to take a break versus need a break and still sell?
So one thing that I said is a non-negotiable for myself, and I share this with my clients, are, what are the two moving pieces that you have to do every day that are non-negotiables?
Mm,
And when
love
you're
that.
in that burnt out state, those are your two non-negotiables. So if that means get your content out on social media, that's
Mhm,
one thing you do. If that means
mhm.
you take 10 minutes to just generate conversations, you take that 10 minutes and then you log off. Your non-negotiables are done. Now you get to go rest.
Yeah. And I love that because the reality is yeah, sure, do we always have something new we can create? Do we always have an email list that we could build? Do we always have a lead magnet? Do we always have the next thing, right? That's kind of the mindset of an entrepreneur. So knowing what your two non-negotiables are is so powerful. And I love the two that you said. Your social, because visible creates relevance, right? And then I would frame what you said secondly as follow up. Where are those calls or messages or follow up pieces that you need to do to stay in touch and top of mind with people? Great choices. So, sassy. I love being sassy. I also love that you said you don't do fluff.
No. I
So,
have the ability to piss off a lot of people on Facebook.
that's a claim to fame right there, right? And at the same time, I think it's important to know yourself that way. Yet, what would you say to people about honesty, right? Because don't do fluff says to me, you're very honest and direct in your approach. What would you say about how honesty attracts clients in a fun and delightful way to people listening today?
People want to see the real you. And the biggest issue that I've seen is we hide the real us because we are scared of what other people are going to think.
Mhm,
And like you mentioned in my introduction, 16 years in a toxic relationship, I hid who I was.
mhm,
So now actually being able to show up and say the things that I want to say, be me, I am very honest. And if you don't like what I have to say, well, that's not on me because I am showing you the perspective of what you are giving me, right?
yes.
And we have to be able to get over that fear of, well, what are they going to think if I actually say the thing? Because saying the thing is what builds your connection with your audience, is what generates the sales, is what brings in, that greater visibility.
Mhm. I love that. So say the thing, whatever the thing is that you're
Whatever the
thinking.
thing is.
Yeah, say the thing. And I love that because honestly, the more vanilla you try to be, the less you're going to attract who you want. And you mentioned toxic relationship. Believe it or not, there's toxic clients and customers too.
There's toxic coaches, but we don't need to go into that. There's toxicity everywhere.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you say the thing that pisses someone off, well, they're not meant to work with you anyways.
Anyway, yeah. Like my show name, honestly, if somebody is offended immediately and says it's not for me, I'm like, thank you. Let's go. So I love that. Okay, so self-love. I always say it really isn't necessarily a system. It's your internal gunk that gets in the way of your success. And a word you use frequently is identity. So what's a step you would recommend to owning your identity more, which really relates to what we just said?
So it's not really owning your identity. Your
Mm,
identity is that internal operating system that you run your day-to-day life on. And the quickest way to build that self-love is actually building self-trust.
mm,
And
okay.
in that, it's making the little promises to yourself that
Mm,
you keep. And then you begin to trust yourself because it's like, oh yeah, I said that. Oh yes, I did that. I do. You put you
mm,
first.
beautiful.
And
Yeah,
when
and I love that too because go ahead, what were you going to say?
I don't remember now because
Okay.
scroll brain.
That's me too. Somebody will say, "Will you repeat what you just said?" I'm like, "No." If it was that good, no. I don't even know what it was. So I love that, Trish. The part that I love that you said about self-trust, though, is that really is self-love, is that when you trust yourself. So how are you doing these little things every day that show that you trust your inner voice, that you trust yourself in that process is super duper powerful. Really good stuff. Okay, thank you. So, a couple word associations so people get to know you a little bit. Hot
Okay.
cocoa or a margarita?
Oh, geez. Well, I'm gonna go margarita, but hot cocoa if there's Baileys in it.
Okay, I'm with you. I have a
Those are
client who
like
comes.
my two drinks because I am a hockey mom, so a lot of my time is spent in a cold arena with hot chocolate and Baileys. But right now I'm dying for that margarita and a beach.
I love that. And I have a client who comes to my self-love evolution retreats. I mean, she's been to every single one I've done in 14 years. And now she brings me little bottles of Bailey's for my morning coffee. So I love it. Okay. So a silly selfie or a sexy selfie?
Silly.
Yeah. And do you put them on social?
I wouldn't say mine are so silly unless my daughter is in it, but
Mm,
I try.
okay.
Most of my photos on socials are selfies, but I'm really not good at taking them.
I hear you. I mean, and I am too. I might as well put a picture of myself up versus some fancy graphic that Canva or AI made for me, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, be again me. Okay, so last question. If you had my Japanese katana in your hand right now, you'd cut through what?
I don't even know what that is.
Girl,
Is that a big knife?
yeah, samurai sword. It's my whole brand. Shame on you.
They
I have my original katana tattooed on my back, woman. Yes. So it's a
did.
very big, heavy samurai sword.
Okay, at least I had an idea. I'm gonna say the first thing that just came to mind is a watermelon.
Okay. Heck, with the margarita on the beach, we're in a perfect place right now.
Cut the watermelon. Let's put the bottle of tequila in it.
There we go. We're set. I
We'll see.
love it. I'll meet you there. Just want to thank you. This was really fun with incredible value. So I cannot thank you enough for showing up for our audience today. Do you have any last words or things you want to let them know? Of course, they've got all your goodies down below. Anything you want to add to that?
The one thing I want everyone to walk away with is you're never stuck. There's always a pattern that you are repeating, and it comes back to the trust you have within yourself and the identities of other people that you have picked up along the way. So you are taking what they have thrown at you, and then you've made it yours, but really it's not yours. So the choice is always yours to get the support in seeing what that pattern is and breaking the pattern so that you get to have and be and do the things that you want to do with your life.
Love, love, love all of that. Thank you so much for joining me today, Trish. You are fabulous. And I hope that women will reach out to all the goodness that you have given them. And also, in support of her, everyone, drop a comment down below. Give some love. It's the best thing you can do for another entrepreneur is just take 5 seconds and type something valuable. What'd you learn? What'd you love? What made you smile? And hit that subscribe button while you're at it. Come back and join us again for another show of Unscripted as Fuck. I'm Ann Evanston, and have a great day. Bye now.